Welcome, it's Denome, and welcome to this crypto update. Now, today I have some interesting perspective for you guys to look at, which are almost all quite positive for crypto price potential. But now let me give you a short-term technical analysis for Bitcoin price. Now, the main thing to look at with Bitcoin is now this yellow line here on the logarithmic chart, because this one has been respected multiple times. It basically started here on April 10th on $78,000 low. And here we got another touch, and then here another touch, and now we're basically having a double touch at the same time, and a very powerful reaction from the previous touch as well. So as long as Bitcoin basically trades above this yellow line, we should be quite bullish. But if Bitcoin falls below it, then there's a lot of liquidations below the current price point as well, which I will talk about, but you've seen them from my previous crypto updates as well. So practically speaking, what we're currently doing, or what Bitcoin is doing, is that it's climbing a wall of worry. And here, if we draw another trend line, you can see that this is basically the channel that Bitcoin price has been moving in so far. And this is not usually a channel that blows out to the upside, but sometimes it does. And at the moment, even though we have all of these liquidations here, as long as Bitcoin basically trades above the trend line low, then I basically have to be bullish on Bitcoin. But if this breaks, be mindful to actually get ready for a change in trajectory. Now, if we have a dip to the 90K zone, which I would really like, that would be the time to buy Bitcoin because the demand for Bitcoin is just so high. And one other bullish thing that I saw just happen is that when we go to the daily time frame, we have a golden cross, which is a cross of the 50 moving average and the 200 moving average. And for some institutional investors, this is a signal that it's time to buy Bitcoin. And usually after the bullish golden cross, there is often a small dip to the downside. And now we kind of, if I zoom in again, you can see we kind of, after that bullish cross, we had that dump already. So now that would give me the idea that we're actually headed back to the upside next. So that's basically in the short term, just looking at technicals. And then when we hop over to the news section, there was an event in White House once again regarding crypto, which was the Trump meme coin holders event, and what I would call a bribery event. And our golden boy, the Justin's son, he actually was there and posted a lot of videos and photos and all these things from there. I thought it was pretty funny. I'm quite surprised that for some things that the mainstream media actually can complain about Trump, they did not pick up on this, because it should be worrying that the president of United States is taking bribes. But who am I to say it's a legal thing now, but he's in charge of what is legal, what is not legal. So hey, this is our new reality. Anyway, that happened there, and Justin Sun probably making more friends there. Then Michael Saylor went ahead and bought 4,000 Bitcoin, $427 million worth of it, and continues to accumulate more Bitcoin, obviously. He's very happy to do that. Then Trump has said that he is threatening European Union with a 50% tariff, which would start on June 1st. So the trade war is back. And obviously once this happened, the markets tanked. And then Trump had a call with Europe, and now he has delayed the 50% tariff. So it's a tax on, tax off event. So now the tariffs are set to be postponed to 9th of July. So we have plenty of time to have a new FUD by then. So this is the situation with the tariffs. They are on, they are off, they are on, they are off. Who knows where things are going? Because so far, with the tariff plan that Trump has implemented, there is zero long-term commitments from any country. There have been some concessions from UK and from China, but all of those are short-term agreements. They're basically agreements to not escalate further, but they are not long-term agreements or deals, so to say. So far the tariff situation is still messy, and soon we will be headed to that 90-day timeline, or sorry, time deadline, and that will come up from the initial phase when tariffs were first implemented on, I think it was 3rd of April. So we only have 1 month left until that 90-day deadline comes around. Then when we look at the Bitcoin ETF inflows, we still have had quite a bit of inflows in the recent days. So we had a new all-time high here in Bitcoin ETF holdings, which is obviously nice to see. We like to see more buy action even at a all-time high. So that is continuing. Good to see. Also, when we look at the global Bitcoin held by ETFs. Here we also have a new all-time high, 1,345,000 Bitcoin inside the ETFs globally. Looking at sentiment.net, there's a couple of things that I want to show you guys here. The first is obviously when I go and look at the Bitcoin charts. What we are seeing here at a new all-time high is that more Bitcoin continues to leave exchange wallets. And this is, in my opinion, again, a bullish signal, meaning that Bitcoin is being bought from exchanges even at these high levels, and Bitcoin is not entering into exchanges uh, uh, in an attempt to sell Bitcoin. No change in market cap of stablecoins. I would like to see a bump to the upside, obviously. We have seen some profit taking here, unfortunately, from old wallets. So here at this peak, we saw about 30,000 Bitcoin being moved from wallets. Now, again, some of these moves can be from wallets that have been uh, uh, um, exchange wallets that are holding Bitcoin for long term, and maybe they have had to tap into their cold Bitcoin reserves to give it to the customers who want to withdraw. So maybe it's not bearish, but I want to just emphasize that this is happening. This old Bitcoin is being moved. Uh, Previously, that has been bearish. Anything else interesting here? Uh, mm, I guess I should mention this. So when we look at the red line here, which is the 10,000 to 100,000 Bitcoin holding wallets, you can see another blip to the downside. And previously, when they had a blip to the downside, that basically was a signal that Bitcoin would continue going back to the upside. And here again, the same thing. The large whales basically hesitated, but Bitcoin basically kept going to the upside, and then they went ahead and bought Bitcoin back into their wallets once again. So I'm not, even though they are the market movers, I'm not really too worried about them. But I do have to say one thing, which is that the orange line keeps going to the downside. And in my previous update, I said that they don't move the markets. And then I was thinking that to myself, because when you look at the percentages on the left side here, you can see that the orange line actually holds 32% of the Bitcoin supply. So in fact, they control 3 times more Bitcoin than these mega whales, these 10,000 to 100 Bitcoin holding wallets. So when they are selling, they are actually moving the markets. So that is a little bit worrying, but at the same time, 100 to 1,000 Bitcoin holding wallets, they are currently buying Bitcoin like madmen. So that is basically holding the Bitcoin price going to the upside. So let's see if that continues. But overall, we are seeing some shift in at least in the sentiment orange holders, they have been accelerating their sales. Let's see if that continues, if Bitcoin continues to go to the upside. But no clear signal from here either that Bitcoin would be ready to slow down. On the spot aggregated spot order book depth, when we look here, there it was something very, very interesting here at this low of 100 and almost $6,000 Bitcoin price, which is that the delta between the limit buy and limit sell orders within a 3% price move from that price point, we saw a delta of $82 million on the positive. So more buy orders than sell orders. That means that there's huge amount of demand even as Bitcoin has small dips to the downside. So this is giving me quite good confidence that Bitcoin wants to continue to go to the upside. Also, we saw this wall of sales, $300 million negative delta here on 21st of May. And that basically got completely eaten up by the markets. And right now, there's not a lot of sell pressure uh, above the current price range. We basically have to change the 3% to 10% to start seeing a lot of people wanting to sell their Bitcoin. So yes, there is sell demand still, but I would guess as the price continues to go to the upside, that the limit buy orders start to pile up if Bitcoin goes to the upside once again. So all in all, Bitcoin continues to go to the upside, and with liquidation data, you can see that there is another hotspot basically forming above the current all-time high. So we are seeing 500 million, 400 million, even 600 million, 700 million, basically above the previous all-time high here, stretching all the way up to $113,000 Bitcoin price. So this hot zone is now in danger, but like I said in the beginning of this video, we have these hot zones basically down to $105,000, and then we have another liquidation zone here, basically at 100K, 99K, and then we have this really beautiful one here right above a 90K as well, which I would like to see tagged, but maybe it will not. But all in all, I would say that Bitcoin currently the momentum is still to the upside, and there's really not a good reason to be bearish at these price levels. Now, if and when this yellow trend line gets broken, then I actually imagine that we would get visited to these lower price levels, but that has not happened yet. So currently what I'm expecting is that the Bitcoin dominance will actually go to the downside, and I expect that altcoins will start rising to the upside as well. The altcoin performance is very annoying for the last week. I was hoping that altcoins would already start to outperform Bitcoin, but that has not happened yet. And when we look at the Google Trends here, there's simply no interest in Bitcoin or crypto from retail investors, even at these price points. So maybe we will go sideways as well. It's kind of hard to say exactly how the markets move, but every single week Michael Saylor buys more Bitcoin, institutional investors want to buy more Bitcoin, and most recently United States actually passed a big beautiful bill which increased the debt ceiling of United States by $4 trillion. So we should see more government spending. The Elon Musk's Doge project basically failed to cut government spending, and now Elon Musk has pivoted away from government policies into robotics and increasing productivity across his companies. So all in all, we should expect more government spending to supplement all these tariff policies and energy policies and all the factory building and whatever deportations and all these things that Trump is planning to do. So in that scenario, Bitcoin should be bullish, and that's why institutions are continuing to buy Bitcoin. Now, that's pretty much it for, actually, I just saw this as well. I made a new line here on this chart on the daily RSI, a trend line. What I would like to still to see is that the RSI would go back to the mid level here and then to the upside. That's what I would like to see. Now, it may not happen, but obviously I would like to have a bounce from that zone there, take out the liquidations, but seems like that will not be happening at the moment as Bitcoin is establishing itself above this price range. But let's see how things continue from here. Not, basically, to summarize, I'm bullish, but I'm still cautious. But overall, I'm quite bullish, and especially I'm bullish for altcoins at the moment. Thanks for watching this video. I will see you on the next one, and bye bye.